The first signal came as nothing more than a flicker, a whisper beneath the static hum of deep space. At first, I thought it was just another anomaly, one of the many background noises our senses picked up from the void. But there was something about its rhythm, the faint pulsing that felt deliberate, like a heartbeat echoing across the cosmos. I was stationed aboard the Vigilant Dawn, orbiting the quiet red deserts of Mars, when the transmission repeated, clearer this time. The sound wasn't alien, it was human, and not just human. It carried the old Earth frequency, one that hadn't been used in over 5 centuries. Command was silent when we sent the report. Minutes turned into hours. Then came a single encrypted message from the Earth Archive Council. Initiate containment. Do not respond. That was when I knew something was wrong. We traced the source of the signal back to Earth, specifically the bottom of the Pacific Trench. But that region was supposed to be dead. Long ago, it had been sealed off after the Great Cleansing, when the planet's oceans turned toxic from war debris. Yet now, something beneath the surface was stirring, and the deeper we scanned, the more the readings defied explanation. Temperatures spiked, magnetic fields twisted, the seabed itself was moving. The archives called it Project Solstice. No one alive knew what it was, or who had made it. When I finally returned to Earth, I saw the truth with my own eyes. The world was quiet, but not peaceful. The sky above shimmered with alien vessels, hundreds of fleets orbiting the planet from a cautious distance. They weren't attacking, they were watching. I stood at the edge of what used to be the Pacific Command Station, now little more than rusted ruins, half swallowed by the sea. The water hissed and boiled, glowing faintly with golden light beneath the surface. Every monitor in the facility flickered to life as I entered. A phrase blinked across each screen, over and over. System reinitialization complete. The AI archives refused to speak. Every command I issued returned the same response. Access requires Earth Authority Alpha Prime. That rank hadn't existed for 600 years. No living person held it. But when I touched the main console, something strange happened. The machine hummed. My veins pulsed with faint blue light, and a code string flashed across the screen, verifying an identity I didn't understand. Welcome back, Commander. My heart froze. Somehow, the system recognized me, not by name, but by blood. As I dug deeper into the archives, the truth unraveled like a forgotten prophecy. I wasn't just another officer in the Federation fleet. I was a descendant of the original commanders who had activated Solstice during the War of Silence, a war so terrible that even alien civilizations refused to speak of. Solstice had been humanity's last defense, a weapon designed not to destroy, but to reshape reality itself. During the war, the galaxy had faced a threat unlike anything before. The Ecliptics, a race that devoured light. They didn't kill planets. They erased them, leaving only void behind. Humanity had fought them with everything it had, and lost, until Solstice was born. Solstice was more than a weapon. It was a mind, a planetary intelligence woven into the core of Earth itself. When it activated, it burned so brightly that entire constellations vanished from existence. The war ended, but at an unbearable cost. Humanity buried Solstice deep beneath the oceans and vowed never to awaken it again. But now, after centuries of silence, it was calling us home. The alien fleets began to retreat one by one, like predators, backing away from something more terrifying than themselves. Even the Archon Dominion, the oldest and most powerful empire in the galaxy, withdrew its ships from human sectors. They remembered the last time Solstice had awakened, stars had died screaming. And yet, when I stood before the glowing sea, I didn't feel fear. I felt recognition. The ocean's light pulsed in rhythm with my heartbeat, as though it knew me. Then from the depths, I heard a voice. It wasn't mechanical, nor human. It was something older, vast and calm. Humanity, it said. You remember your promise. I fell to my knees. It wasn't speaking through sound. It was inside my mind, showing me visions of the war, long past. Cities of light burning across alien skies. Fleets of fire cutting through the void. And at the center of it all, a single blue world that refused to die. The next day, every sensor across the planet activated. The old orbital networks that had been silent for centuries came back online. Beams of energy linked from ocean to sky, forming a glowing lattice that wrapped the planet like armor. Solstice wasn't just waking. It was rebuilding itself. Panic spread through the colonies. Command ordered evacuation, but I refused to leave. Somehow, I understood what was happening. Solstice wasn't preparing for destruction. It was preparing to defend. Why now? I asked aloud. The answer came not in words, but in the trembling of the ground beneath me. Something was coming. When the first ecliptic signal appeared on Mars, every satellite across the system went dark. A wave of black energy spread across its surface, erasing everything it touched. Even the alien fleets that had once feared us tried to flee. But it was too late. Earth's sky blazed gold as Solstice fully awakened. The sea erupted into a storm of light. I felt its energy rise through the planet, through me, through every heartbeat of every human who had ever lived. They fear you because you remember, the voice said. And then the oceans parted. From the depths rose a column of pure energy, piercing the heavens like a second sun. The light spread across the stars, burning through the void where the ecliptics hid. The darkness screamed, not in pain, but in terror. Solstice didn't destroy them. It unmade them, rewriting their existence into light. The stars came back to life. Mars glowed again. The galaxy breathed. When it was over, I stood aboard the vigilant dawn, watching Earth from orbit. The planet shimmered with a golden aura, alive and whole again. The alien fleets were gone, retreating to the farthest edges of the cosmos, not out of victory, but out of reverence. They would tell stories for millennia about the day. Solstice awoke, the day humanity reminded the stars why every civilization fears Earth. Because we are not conquerors. We are survivors. We don't burn worlds for power. We burn so that others may see. As the system cooled, the ocean settled, and Solstice's light faded. I heard one last whisper before the signal disappeared into silence. Guard the light, Commander, until the stars forget your name. And then, the world was quiet again. But I knew it wasn't the end. Beneath the waves, Solstice still breathed, waiting for the day it would rise once more. Because somewhere out there, beyond the edges of the known universe, the darkness was not gone. It was only watching